Griddlemaster. Cooking up the good stuff.
Hey, Griddlemaster Joe here with you. We're doing our second type of crust. It is also a Biga crust dough, and it's a Neapolitan that we're going to be doing, and we're going to create our Biga, which is our for our dough, our pre-fermented batter that then we add more flour and more water and salt into. So this one that I'm doing, yesterday I did one that is going to be a 48-hour in the refrigerator. This one's only going to be a 12-hour outside. We're going to leave it right on the kitchen counter, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it ferment for 12 hours. And then tomorrow morning is our big video day where we're going to do a whole bunch of pizzas. So, and we're going to show you all different types. But for this purpose, I'm going to show you how to make the dough, how to get it ready. And so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do our Biga. We have flour, water, and yeast. That's all we need. And we need a bowl and the lid for the bowl, or a cover or towel or something, but it's better to have a cover. That way you can just cover it up. So that's all. We're gonna add our flour, we're gonna add our water, we're gonna do our yeast, and we're gonna mix it up. So here we have 700, I already pre-measured so I didn't waste your time. This is 704 grams of 00 flour, 00 flour. We have our water, which is just slightly warm, probably just a little beyond room temperature. And we have 456 grams of that. But before I dump that in, I'm gonna dump into the water the yeast. And we're gonna do a quarter of a teaspoon of yeast. So I'm really interested in this. I don't understand it because the one I did yesterday, oh my goodness, the amount of yeast I put in compared to what this one calls for makes me nervous. But we're gonna see. I haven't tried this. I'm trying it with y'all. I hope it rises. I hope it works well. But that's all I'm doing is it's a quarter teaspoon of yeast with 456. Now I'm doing a double recipe. This is actually going to do 8 pizzas. What I'm about to do. But remember, this is just a Biga, and that's it. We're going to be adding a lot more flour, more water tomorrow, right before we cook. You know, it's still going to be another 4 hours of stuff, of rest time. So you get to watch it all happen right in a row, but that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to dump this in. And let me get a spoon. I have a spoon. We just want to mix it around first. Try to incorporate as much of this flour. And make sure you have a big enough bowl, because this is going to double in size. And again, I doubled the recipe, so we're gonna see what happens. All right, so you see it's still real wet. Just trying to get as much of this off as I can. Okay, and now I'm just I wanna make sure I have just like in the other dough, the other Biga that's refrigerated, we don't want any soft flour. What I mean by soft, that's not mixed, incorporated into the liquid here. So you just want to pinch it. Get that flour on top and pinch it into the wet dough. I'm so excited to see how this is going to turn out tomorrow. We're going to do pizzas on the griddle top. And these are Neapolitan why I keep saying Napoleon, Neapolitan pizzas. And it's, the wife and I were in manufacturing of the Griddlemaster in Kansas, and we went to a place there, and we had those pizzas, the Neapolitan, and we were like goo goo gaga over this stuff. It's like, we got to come back soon and just to get the pizza. So I want to do it on the griddle top for y'all. I've done pizza and they turn out fantastic. And I was thinking I needed a pizza stone. But the reality is, I want to get my griddle top up as hot as I can get it. If I get it 800 degrees, let's get it to 800, 900 degrees. That's what they're cooking in these coal-fired pizza places, and these pizza ovens, these brick ovens are claiming that they're getting to 900 degrees, which I don't have any reason not to believe them. But anyway, I'm just trying to get all this dough off my fingers. That's it. There you go. We're just going to let it set. We're going to cover it, and we're going to put it off to the side for 12 hours. All right, that's it. So we added our flour, our water, and our yeast, and now we're gonna let it set. I'll see y'all in 12 hours. Hey, Griddlemaster Joe, we're back at you early in the morning. You can see outside, it's dark. It's 0 dark 30, and we are about to get into our no refrigerator Biga. So we've let this rest overnight. I just mixed this last night and we let it set for 12 hours. If we open it up, ooh, wow. Look at that. That is what it's supposed to look like. You see how much it is doubled and even a little bit more. And remember, I only put like a 1/4 teaspoon of that active dry yeast in there. And because it's not refrigerated, it's really fermented really, really well. So I have a bigger bowl, but what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna be adding more flour, it may fit in here, but I have the bigger bowl just in case. But I have my water. I've already measured it out so we don't take too long there. And I have 444 grams. Again, I have doubled this recipe from what, I may put both, the single and the double. It's, just doubling the recipe, but I'm doing 2 because we're about to, when we go to film this, I'm gonna be doing pizzas on both types of grills, where I have a dome that comes down or I don't have a dome. I just have the griddle top on both, but one is just a griddle top without a dome. And I'm gonna show you how you can get incredible pizza with that. So anyway, I have my 444 grams of water and I have 36 grams of sea salt. So I'm gonna dump that in. We're gonna stir it. We wanna dilute this, or have all that salt break down in here. All right, that fast, that easy. I'm gonna pour it in here, right on top. Yay, I'm gonna dump in half of my flour. Just half. And let's start mixing this up with our hand. Time to get messy. Wow. Feels weird. We're gonna mix this for about 20 minutes. Then we're gonna let it set. So this is our non-refrigerated version. Now we're gonna dump the rest. This is gonna actually make a lot of pizza because you know what? You see how much is here right now? My poor hands, oh my gosh. It's gonna double. That's why I have the bigger bowl. So you may be better off for you of just doing the single recipes depending on what kind of bowls and stuff you have available to yourself. So again, we're just gonna incorporate this. So I'm doing this one, but you can check out other videos that we're gonna have out because I'm also doing the refrigerated version where I made it 48 hours in advance. So I need to do this for about 20 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna keep mixing this all around and incorporating it. You know, we're hoping to build those gluten strands to make it tough and ready to become an incredible crust, a Neapolitan crust. So this isn't your typical, just so you know, this isn't your typical dough. Like what most pizza places, Italian, regular pizza pies, it's this is going to be higher hydration, which is going to allow it to rise. And when we go to spread the dough out, we're not going to mess with the crust area, the outside. We want to leave that basically like untouched, very airy. So when we cook it and it rises even more on the griddle top, it's gonna be real bubbly. All right, well, this stuff doesn't come off easy, which is good. So we're gonna let this set, let me see. We're gonna let this rest for 20 minutes. And then we got to come back and knead it. I need my dough. I was trying to tell the wife how I'm doing and she was like, is it K-N-E-A-D or you N-E-E-D it? So just some little husband-wife humor just to make sure. I was like, no, I need to knead it. You get it? You got it. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna save all this. Time to wash the hands. So we're gonna cover this up. I'll do it here. You see what it looks like right now. Let me hold this up for you. All right, we'll be back in 20 minutes and we'll see what we got. All right, I'm back. It's been about 20 minutes and we've let this rest. This is for our Biga Neapolitan pizza, the non-refrigerated version. So this is the non-refrigerated version, and we've already did the first step where we let it rest for 12 hours overnight outside. Then I just mixed and added the rest of the flour and water and salt, and here we go. So now comes the fun part. We have to knead this bad boy. We knead it. So I'm gonna take some flour and I have, you could get a dough scraper. It's coming off the sides really well, a lot better than when I mixed it. Look at that, that's amazing. I'm just gonna try to dump it and see what happens. Just want to see what it looks like in the bowl. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So that's good. I'm actually gonna let this rinse. Let me just fill that up so we'll have that sound for a little bit. But we're going to Just sprinkle a little bit of flour on there. And all we want to do, I have a bread scraper. I'm just going to come up and fold it. Come up and fold it. It's not sticking to my counter at all, so we want to knead this. How long are we going to knead this for? Until smooth. So we're probably going to do it for probably 10 minutes. Okay, let's get all this flour. Really don't have, for this one, we're not going to have to knead it for too long. We just want it to be smooth. And get it, let everything fully get incorporated into it. And you see how it's sticky to my hand. We don't want to add too much flour. The sticky's okay. It's gonna go away. It's just wet. It's a very wet dough. You really don't want to add too much flour. Okay, let me get this bowl ready. Okay, so we have our bowl. I cleaned it out. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in here. Make sure you coat all the sidewalls because this is going to double in size. All right. I think that's going to be pushing it, but we're going to see. Yeah, we're pushing it. I'm going to go ahead, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do just a little bit of oil on the lid. Because I think it's going to be pushing on the lid. All right. So now we're going to cover this and let it rest for 2 hours. When it's done resting, we're going to cut them into our sizes, ball them up, and well, I'll be back, and then it's going to rest another 2 hours. And again, this is our non-refrigerated version. Hey, Griddlemaster Joe here with you. So this is our no refrigerator dough. We've let it rest for a couple hours, and now we are going to cut them into our dough balls. Ta-da! Okay, so it's, again, remember, this is a Neapolitan pizza, and so it's really soft already. So I'm gonna have bowls, and I'm gonna oil them up. I know I'm doing at least 6. Oh, how's that? I grabbed just the right amount of bowls. And you want to make sure the sides and everything are all oiled up. Awesome. Let's see how much. Typically you want to do around 290 grams. All right, I have two that are bigger, 350s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll oil up one more. All right, now we got to form these into a ball. To do a ball, I'm just folding it in and around. And the dough is so soft and so good. Look at that. Wow. So different from what I'm used to now. I used to work in a pizza restaurant back when I was a teenager. Actually, I'm saying a pizza restaurant, how rude. That was an Italian restaurant. And I did do pizzas for a little while. And I excelled in it. And so they had me go work right under the head chef when I was 17 years old. And before I knew it, I was closing. So that's where I learned my skills. Of cooking. All right, so we're doing these. We're gonna oil up the tops and we're gonna put the cover on. And I just got these I got a 50 pack of these bowls. Just makes it easier. I could do them all on a tray, on an aluminum tray and cover that. What we used to do back in the day is before I would do this, I would slam it to the counter to get the air. But again, I am so excited to cook this. I can't wait. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna put a cover on and let them rise 2 hours. 2 more hours, and then it's pizza time. Remember, I started this last night. This is the no refrigerator, so I started this last night and let it raise for 12 hours. And anyway, you're watching a video all together. I got to keep this all straight because we're doing 3 different kinds. Hey, Griddlemaster Joe here. If you liked our video, please remember to like us on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube. And don't forget to ring that bell. That'll notify you of all new upcoming videos that get released.